Okay, cool. Cool. So guys, there's a few things that we can sort of look at. Of course, we got our certificate. Yeah, maybe we could look at this. I don't know. Yeah, this is it. Consistency is key. Wait, 7 items? Oh wait, when was this? When was this published? This was Monday. Should have got 7. Alright, so that is that. And we have our certificate. Here it is. Congratulations, you completed. Getting started with data warehousing and BI analytics. On behalf of the IBM and Coursera team, I'm guessing we are pleased to issue your certificate. Getting started with data warehousing, BI analytics certificate. Now that you're in our survey, why not share it on our network? Ways to see it. Adding areas of data warehousing BI certificate on the PDF to share, print and share on social media. Again, guys, do we really do it for this? We do it for this. We don't do this for this, do we? Do we do it for the grades? Again, we paused, right? I do care what I got wrong though. So let's go to course. Where's my course? Where's that one that said we could go to course? Where's my learning summary? Okay, let's go to course and let's look at our grades. Let's look at our grades. Let's look at our grades. Yeah, we can see who marked mine, and we can see what marks we received. So let's go to congratulations, games course grades. Let's go to grades. Okay, so grade is 89%. Where is the assignment? There it is. Alright, so here's my assignment. I think this is my submission. Let's see what happened. Alright, so did we get 2 points for this? Looks like we did. Which one didn't we get 2 points for? Oh, wait, no, okay, we got 2 points for that. We got 1 point for that. We got 1 point for that. 2 points for that. 2 points for that. 1 point, I think. My screen is fading me a bit here. Okay. Now I should be able to see 1 point, 2 points. Where do we lose marks? 1 point, 1 point, 2 points, 2 points. Wait, where do we lose marks? 2 points? 2 points? Okay, so the 7. Okay, so the place we were supposed to. Yeah. Share your thoughts on the person who commented it. I'll say thank you for marking my assignment. I could I'm not gonna link it to the YouTube channel. I mean, I could obviously, but I could. Okay, so where are our grades? Let's look at our grades one more time. So you've completed all the okay, grades. You've completed all your assignments that I currently do. Tick for document. You passed this course. Your grades 89%. Item graded quiz introduction database quiz. Status passed. Due April 17th, 11:59 PDT. Rate 12%. We got 100% for that. Tick grade 7 data passed. Oh, so this one I missed. Wait, why does it say due soon? So we almost missed that? Wow, that's bad, actually. Jeez, that's terrible. That's terrible, actually. When did we submit it? insane, absolutely insane, actually. So there's this tick grade quiz at Data Warehouse Analytics, passed 83.33%, and then we have our assignment, signature assignment, and review, one piece assignment, 85.71%. And the final quiz, I think we passed it first time, and we tried it again, we got 75%. Yeah, the final quiz was interesting, guys. Is there anything else we were missing? Give a review. Should we give a review, guys? How do we give a review? How do we give a review? Should we give a review? How do we give a review? Oh, there's more? Wait, there's more? Okay, I don't actually know where the... I can't find the review section, I guess. The discussion forums... maybe this is not the place to review it. I'll go review the instructors. This is just teaching stuff, I guess. I'm not going to get... yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff here, I guess. Description, forum guidelines. Oh, so this is why I say, like, you can't promote your channel. Like, it has to all be relevant, I'm guessing. Alright, let's go to the current course, everyone. Which is... yeah, we have online degrees, we have find your new career, we have for enterprise, for universities, change my career, update my learning goal. Yeah, of course I am aware that what I'm doing, you know, you guys are probably say, oh, what's the career in a way? Look, man, I'm just doing this, you know, for mastery of studying. I'm doing it to enjoy studying. Yeah, I'm just doing it to enjoy studying, guys. That's it. Coursera Code of Conduct. The Coursera Conduct platform includes people from all around the world and from a variety of different backgrounds. Sorry. Learn to help send Coursera policy, Coursera help articles, Coursera guided policy, finish courses for okay, diversity is one of the things that makes our community great, but also makes communication challenging. The purpose of the Coursera Code of Conduct is that the Coursera platform remains a welcoming platform supporting for all members, minus regardless of their color, religion, national origin, sex, age, sexual orientation, gender identity, or expression, personal appearance, political affiliation, marital status, family responsibilities or parenthood, veteran status, education, disability, genetic information, in any other legally protected class. The Code of Conduct has been prepared in conjunction with members of the community, learners, instructors, and administrators to gather input and assure representation of diverse views. These rules will continue to be developed in a manner that involves all stakeholders in the development and implementation of fair online learning rules. The Code of Conduct reflects the ethics and values of the Coursera platform and community. It will address and respond to the ongoing collection of data on violence, cyberbullying, harassment, and intimidation. The code will be reviewed annually by the Coursera community through a meeting of users, instructors, and administrators, and will be disseminated annually to users via electronic and other media. This is not intended to be an exhaustive... well, I mean, to be fair, this is not intended to be an exhaustive list. Rather, it is intended as a guide for the kind of interactions we want to see on the platform. Ultimately, the Coursera team can make the final decision on whether behavior is acceptable or not. Coursera guidelines. The Code of Conduct applies to all forum posts and private messages posted on Coursera, including Coursera.org, the Coursera community, and all discussion forums. We expect all activity on the platform to follow the Code of Conduct. If you don't follow the Code of Conduct, you and your posts may be removed from Coursera. Coursera and our partners may provide helpful information within the platform, although we are not able to respond to every post. Peer responses, while helpful and appreciated, are not communications from Coursera or our partners. You own the rights to any content you post in the Coursera platform. Coursera is granted a perpetual worldwide royalty-free, non-exclusive license to use and commercialize any content you post on the platform. Okay, I've just remembered something. I just need to finesse things a little bit here, guys. I need to finesse things. Did anyone anyone reply to mine? I guess no one replied to it, so it's all good. Alright, so we'll get rid of that. Let's continue. Okay, so you own the rights to your content you post on the Coursera platform. Coursera is granted perpetual worldwide royalty-free, non-exclusive license to use and commercialize any content you post on the platform. By posting on the platform, you grant Coursera the rights to use any content within the post without restriction or compensation. Coursera is permitted to use any content you post in the community on parts of Coursera.org, on your social media channels, in our marketing materials, on articles about Coursera printed or posted by third parties. When using our content in this way, Coursera will ask permission before using your image or full name alongside any content you've posted. For such use cases, all rights to the final work will be retained by Coursera. Unless otherwise stated, all content posted on the Coursera platform is public, visible, and searchable online. If you delete your Coursera account, your community posts and private messages will be anonymized. Okay. Your responsibilities as a Coursera user. All users have the responsibility to contribute to maintaining a safe, supportive, and orderly online learning environment that is conducive to learning and to show respect and dignity to others, other persons, and to property. Be familiar with and abide by all Coursera policies, rules, and regulations dealing with user content. React to direction given by instructors, administrators, and other Coursera personnel and responsibility. Maintain forum material for real or run. Ask questions when they do not understand safety advice or inappropriate behavior. We want all Coursera users to have the positive experience they get in order to provide listeners all the behaviors that are inappropriate to dangerous speech, informal expression, or speech texture that can reach the rest of the audience to color bias from the group. Key traits of dangerous speech aimed at groups promotes fear, often false and harms, and indirectly dangerous speech can include coded language terms for in group. Harassment includes offensive about gender, sexual traits, disability, physical appearance, body size, race, religion, sexual images in public spaces, stalking, and unlimited intimidation, violence or threats to violence and threats are not acceptable online or offline. This includes incitement of violence towards an individual, includes encouraging a person to commit self-harm. This includes posing a post to other people with information, doxing online. Sexist, racist, homophobic, transphobic, ableist, language, otherwise exclusionary language. This includes deliberately referring to someone by gender that they do not identify with, or requesting the legitimacy of an individual's gender identity. If you're unsure if a word is derogatory, don't use it. This also includes a repeated, subtle, and/or indirect substitution. Unwelcome sexual attention or behavior that contributes to sexualized environments. This includes sexualized comments, or imagery, or interactions, communications, or presentation materials, as well as inappropriate sexual advances. Influencing or encouraging inappropriate behavior. If you influence or encourage other persons to violate the code of conduct, you may face the same consequences as if you violate the code of conduct. Sustain disruption of online discussions, talks, or other events. Sustain disruption of online talks and meetings, including talks and events, not be targeted. These include talking over or heckling event speakers, or influencing crowd actions that cause hostility in event sessions. Abuse the peer review systems. This includes posing as another learner. Wait, people do that? Posing as another learner to give yourself a positive peer review. Collaborating with users to give each other positive reviews. And posting discriminatory, violent, or otherwise abusive content in peer review feedback space. See the Coursera. We looked at that yesterday. Retaliation. Punishing someone for engaging in protected behavior is not permitted. Because harassing, bullying, or filing or false report against a user for raising a sincere concern about your own behavior is unacceptable. Give a user a bad review on an assignment simply because you dislike the review you got on your assignment. Yeah, that does happen quite a lot. I'm just saying that happens quite a lot. Yeah, that does happen quite a lot. The one where it says here, it's unacceptable to give a user a bad review on assignment simply because they like. It may be unacceptable, but it happens very often. It happens if you know that that's the person who gave you a bad assignment remark. Yeah, generally it just happens. I've seen it happen to me, and because I gave him a bad mark, and then I'll probably give a good mark. Yeah, and also in the beginning of my Coursera, I did sort of have that approach, but I would say I've tried to become more liberal and diplomatic now. Coursera users are asked to stop any inappropriate and are expected to comply immediately. If you are the subject of an incident report, if you wish to report inappropriate behavior, your personal data will be processed as your personal data. As said, force the code you consent to such processing. Resources: dangerous speech, a practical guide, a dangerous speech project, code of conduct. Change the terms, comparing platform hate speech policies, Reddit's inevitable evolution, citizen and technology labs. Okay, community guidelines. Below is additional guidance to keep in mind when interacting in forums, like the Coursera community or course discussion forums. Respect. Remember that the context can get lost when communicating via text, and when one or more discussion participants are using dialect that is not their native language, strive to make your communications clear and emojis can be used to add context but cannot make up for a rude post. Always treat anyone using Coursera or working for Coursera with respect. Never make any posts which may upset or offend another person, including sexual images. Oh, these people, why are these people doing this? I mean, okay, I guess there's probably some like 19-year-olds or 20-year-olds, 18-year-olds doing it, but whatever. Real or implied violence. Profoundly never use language intended to attack, shoot, assault, harass, intimidate, derogate, or abuse another person on Coursera. For more information, see Coursera's acceptable use policy. Sensitivity and empathy. Coursera has courses on many. Coursera actually has courses on this. This is crazy. Coursera has courses on many controversial emotional subjects such as terrorism, mental health, religion, politics. Talking about. Oh wow, dude. Dude, the people on those courses are just. Whew, they ask. Again, I have to be honest here, Coursera. You genuinely are asking for it if you want to talk about courses like this. Like, good luck having a course on this. They actually have courses on this? Wait, they actually have courses on this? What is it? Politics? Yeah, politics. Let's go to politics. Politics. Yeah, let's go to politics. Let's see what politics say. Let's see what politics courses. They've actually got 400. There's no way they got 409. Okay, let's see. Which one is, okay, global diplomacy. Okay, Chinese politics, geopolitics, introduction to philosophy. These look all mild, very mild. Very mild politics here. Nothing intense. So, this is not normal. No. Whoa. Wait, whoa. Inequality and democracy. Whoa. Okay. Is there any reviews? What are the reviews? 4.8. Okay. Let's see. Let's find a bad review here. There must be a bad review. Like, surely this is just too polarizing. Let me find a 1-star review. Anyone did a 1-star? Okay, no one did a 1-star. Any 2-star reviews? Okay, no 2 stars. 3 stars. Wait, most helpful? Most recent? 1-star, most recent. Okay, all learners. Completers, I guess. Okay, no 1 stars from all completers. No 2 stars from all completers. No 3 stars. Well, completers genuinely would give, okay, 4 stars would make sense, but. Wait, so completers? Wait, okay, so 5 stars. Okay, so it's just a lot of 5 stars. Oh, they only give the top reviews. But what if I want to look at these reviews? Can I look at these? But yeah, when I say view all, they only show 5 stars. Okay, that is a bit suspect, right? Wait, 24 ratings for 24 ratings for reviews. Okay, that does make more sense. That definitely makes more sense. Okay, well this one is okay. Let's do mental health. Oh wait, oh wow. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna get like I don't need this in my life right now. Let's go to Let's just bring up IBM. Something that makes us all feel good. Let's just bring up IBM. No one wants to see stuff that makes us feel uncomfortable. Here we go. IBM data science. Who doesn't like that? Okay, so here we go. So, sensitivity and empathy. Coursera has many courses on many controversial matters such as terrorism, mental health, religion, politics. Talking about these is not go helps us learn more about the world and understand on better. We expect discussions to be active, in nature, respect, and also we'll never use language which can be sensitive. Gender, sexual integrity, disability, physical, body, race, religion, or political standpoint. Problems, feedback, and criticism. We welcome feedback that could be used to make a Coursera experience better. Please use the appropriate channels to provide such feedback to report problems. Avoid simply being negative. Constructive criticism is valued, unproductive negativity is not. The community is focused around learning, so let's expect them to make mistakes, get things wrong, do not fully feedback, uninformed learning. Please feel free to provide it with appropriate. Keep in mind the following. Always critique the actual work or method, not the person behind it. Never belittle someone for not knowing or understanding something. Give feedback privately if you think it may be embarrassing for the recipient. I don't know how do you do that? And if someone responds poorly to feedback, don't force them to take it. Just stop interacting. Protecting your own privacy. Avoid sharing your own or other people's personal information public online. Don't include the following in the body of a public post. Okay, so I can't review the. Okay, so this I can't show. Okay, but first and last name I can, but first and last name. But first, what about first name? Okay, so I actually can't say his. Okay, so I can't say first and last name. That's fine. Email address, phone number, address, account numbers, any other piece of information which could be used to identify others. I can't. Well, I mean. Okay, let's keep going. Resolving and reporting problems. Disagreements and misunderstandings are normal in such a diverse community. Ask for clarification. I don't know your standards of communication response. Potential costs for violating the code of conduct. This is very possible for nothing favors them to if favors them should not be a verbal or requiring that reported person. Not directly based on the amendment required to reform the parties required rather than satisfied by the required person the course not return or the report without that chance. Persons from admin report rights to the committee register persons from membership for institutions. Enforce the code of conduct. All the sources so he does the code of conduct. All the sources how generally handles warning for most first time it's talking about to remove the first offending conduct and the warning. Once the issues are resolved here. Account suspension for suspected bigotry or abuse. Our team will impose temporary suspension. Account expulsion for very, very risks. Our team will expel people who display a pattern of harmless structure, of course, to the community. Reporting a code of conduct incidents. We encourage Coursera users to report any incidents that violate the code of conduct via this article. The report will be handled by the Coursera team, and the user who violated the code of conduct will be contacted directly. Contact our support team to report a code of conduct incident. In your report, please provide the following information. Links to the... Wait, are you doing what?
Okay, this is so we clean up, please. Please clean up this up. Please clean up this.
Alright guys, just had a little conversation there with my mom. I do live at home. Oh, you must be new to the channel then if you think I care what you think. I literally don't care. Okay, so unless of course I'm getting paid to do this, then I will have to care. I don't have a choice. Okay, reporting a code of conduct incident. We encourage Coursera users to report any incidents that violate the code of conduct via this article. The report will be handled by the Coursera team, and the user who violated the code will be contacted directly. Contact our support team to report a code in your report. Please provide the following information: link to the area of incident, screenshot of the violation, and written text of this misconduct, visible name of user. If you are subject to a reported incident, or if you wish to report inappropriate behavior, we will strive to maintain the anonymity and confidentiality of all individuals involved. There may be times, however, when the Coursera team may request permission to identify the individuals in order to engage in necessary correspondence to get information to be able to advocate for a fair process and resolution. Was this article helpful? Yes. A lot. I have a lot to share. I have a lot to share. I am a major advocate for Coursera. I even have a YouTube channel where I do live streams. I do live streams of me studying for up to 7 hours. Unsurprisingly, I do not get many, if not any, viewers. I am reading the guidelines. I have just finished reading every line in this article. And it will definitely help me in streaming my Coursera progress without breaking any rules. I appreciate your organization's inclusion of people of all types. Thank you so much. All right. Let me submit real quick. Daniel from Daniel Pritz. All right, that seems fine, right? Looks pretty well worded. I should change the. Oh yeah, you have to put the Let's be proper. This is Here we go. Yep. So the article. All right. So now I think we should get started. There we go. All right. We move on to. What do we move on to? There's a few things like we didn't quite catch yesterday. What do you guys think? I think there's a few things we didn't catch. Like key value on SQL database architecture. Like, it's not suitable for social networks. It's suitable for retrieving information for applications, cart, shopping, and stuff like that. So that is key value, guys. But we do not wait. We want the document category. So of course we will provide it. Here we go. NoSQL database. Got it right neatly here. Database categories. All right, categories. Document. Are you as excited about me, guys? There's always different ways to sort of learn and understand things, and I think we have to always alter our approaches and try and make sure we do it as best as possible. Questions or learning objectives. Yeah, at the end of the day, we aren't really doing it for the certification. It is nice, of course, but yeah, at the end of the day, we sort of are just doing it, for ourselves. Selfish reasons. Very selfish, guys. Very selfish. Let's keep going. So where's my just turn off my volume. I can't turn off my volume today, guys. I cannot turn off my volume. But I can check whether or not we are live. Right. If we are live, we will continue. If we are not live, we'll probably just start a new stream. Looks like we are live. Definitely looks like we are live. Are we live? We're live, aren't we? Alright, looks like we're live. Alright. Questions, learning objectives. Let's just quickly find them. There we go. Hang on. There we go. There's only 2. Okay, I guess there's only 2. Okay. Objectives are as follows. Question 1 is describe the architecture of a document-based category on a SQL database. Describe the architecture. Describe the architecture of the document-based category of NoSQL databases. All right, that's question 1. Question 2 is as follows. I think we can just put it here. Oh, no, we never do that. So consistency is more important than anything else. Explain the primary use cases for the document-based NoSQL database category. Explain the primary use cases for the document-based NoSQL database. Category. All right, there we go. So those are our questions. That is what we're going to do. NoSQL databases. Yeah, this is a speedrun, guys. I do advertise the speedrun categories. Which is document. There we go. Questions or learning objectives. All right. Let's keep going. Am I going to get follows? Well, I mean, this is actually a possibility. Okay, let's move on to question 1. We're on course 10, week 1, module 1, I think still. So question 1 is as follows. The NoSQL database categories document. Questions on your objections. Question 1. Describe the architecture of the document-based category of NoSQL. Oh wait, we're not actually there yet. First we go over the video. And then we'll go over that. So let's just go here. I think this is good. Okay, architecture and primary use cases. Now, this deals with key value model by making the value visible and able to be queried. Each piece of data is considered a document to be stored in either JSON or XML. Okay. in JSON XML format. Okay, one of those many benefits of document database is that each document truly offers a flexible schema which is not going to be the same or contain the same information. Documents can be the same or contain the same information. Document databases typically offer the ability to index and query the contents of the documents. Okay. Offer key value range lookup and searchability for perhaps analytical queries via paradigms like reproduce. Document-based next content of document or database can be indexed and queried. Key value range lookups and search, analytical queries, and MapReduce. Document databases are horizontally scalable and allow for sharding across multiple nodes. It is horizontally scalable and allows for sharding across multiple nodes. Okay, sharding across multiple nodes. Typically sharded by some unique key in the document. Okay. Key and look at shows the analytic register produced for the scalable allow sharding across all nodes, typically sharded by some unique key in the document. Right, let's keep going. Document keys are typically stored on only guarantee on single document operations. So document NoSQL database accounts of document data can be key and value search and queries and MapReduce. Horizontally scalable allows sharding across multiple nodes, typically only guarantee atomic operations on single documents. On single document operations. Let's keep going. Single document operations. All right, so there's that. Document-based NoSQL databases use cases. Suitable use cases for NoSQL. Document-based NoSQL database use cases. Suitable use cases. First example will be event logging. Wait, what did they say? They gave us like an Easter egg here. What are some of the use cases? Okay, what are some of the use cases for document type NoSQL databases? Suitable use cases, suitable use cases. Okay, first example will be event logging for an application or process. Each instance would constitute a new document or aggregate containing all of the information. Document-based NoSQL database use cases, horizontal rule. Suitable use cases section, horizontal rule. Event logging. First bullet point: event logging for apps and processes. Each event instance is represented by a new document. Okay, a new document or aggregate containing all of the information corresponding to the event. Okay. Another use case would be online blogging. Each user will be represented as a document, each post, the document, and each comment. Okay, document-based NoSQL database use cases, suitable use cases, event logging for apps and processes. Each event instance is represented by a new document. Online blogs, and then online blogs, each user can post, comment, like, or action is represented by a document. Okay, let's keep going. What action would be a document, would be represented as a document. All documents would contain information pertaining to types of data, such as username, post, content, or timestamp when the document was created. Okay, let's keep going. More generally speaking, document stores work well with operational databases for web and mobile applications. Operational datasets and metadata for web and mobile apps are designed with the internet in mind. For example, JSON, RESTful APIs, and structured. Okay, sorry. What am I doing? Sorry about. Did I just break the mic? Okay, the document-based NoSQL databases use cases, suitable use cases, event logging for apps and processes. Each event instance was represented by a new document. Online blogs, each user post, comment, like, or action is represented by a document. Operational datasets and metadata for web and mobile apps. Minus design with the internet in mind. JSON, which is JSON, RESTful APIs, and unstructured data. Okay. Mobile applications. They were designed with the internet in mind, thinking JSON, RESTful API, and unstructured data. Okay, so document-based NoSQL databases use cases. Unsuitable use cases where you require ACID transactions would be unsuitable when you require ACID transactions. Document type NoSQL database. It's not possible for a document to store and handle transaction that operates over multiple documents, and a relational database may be a better choice in this instance. Secondly, Document databases may not be a right choice if you find yourself forcing your data into an aggregated-oriented design. Document-based NoSQL database use cases, unsuitable use cases when you require ACID transaction. Document databases can't handle transactions that operate over multiple documents. Relational database would be a better choice if your data is in an aggregate-oriented design. Or if your data is an aggregate-oriented design, and transactions. If it naturally falls into normalized tabular model, this would be another time to research. If it actually falls into a normalized tabular, okay, another time to research. Okay. And relational databases instead. Okay. Let's go back. Okay, so unsuitable document-based NoSQL databases use case. Unsuitable use cases. When you require ACID transactions, document databases can't handle transactions that operate over multiple documents. Relational databases would be a better choice. If your data is an aggregate-oriented design, if it naturally falls into normalized tabular model, if the relational database would be a better choice. Okay. All right. So relational there for both. Document-based NoSQL database examples are currently the most popular in use today, and some examples of popular implementation of document NoSQL include Cloud Ant, MongoDB, Apache, CloudDB, and TerraStore. All right, let's keep going. And OrientDB and RavenDB. OrientDB, Couchbase, RavenDB. Okay. In this video, you learned that document-based NoSQL databases are documents to make values visible and able to be queried. Unable to be queried. Each piece of data is considered a document, JSON, XML. Summary: in this video, you learned that document-based NoSQL databases use documents to make values visible and able to be queried. Each piece of data is considered a document, a JSON, XML. Is stored in a JSON, XML. All right. Each document offers a flexible schema. The primary use case for document-based NoSQL are event logging for apps and processes. In this video, you learned that document-based NoSQL databases use documents to make values visible and able to be queried. Each piece of data is considered a document, JSON, XML. Each document offers a flexible schema. The primary use cases for document-based NoSQL databases are event logging for apps or processes, online blogging, operational datasets, or metadata for web and mobile apps. Okay, so let's keep going. Is there an extra one here? Oh, there's an extra. Wait, there's an extra, isn't there? Oh, there's not an operational metadata for web and mobile apps. Web and mobile apps. All right, excellent. Okay, so question 1. NoSQL databases, categories, document. Questions or learning objectives. Describe the architecture of the document-based category of NoSQL databases. Okay, so, all right, I'm starting to have a sort of an idea of how I want to study this, but here is the architecture. Here is the architecture. Oh, wait, is there something we're missing here? Are we missing something here, guys? No, we're not. Okay, let's go here. Okay, so document-based. So should we just do it like okay, let's just do NoSQL document-based architecture. You guys have an idea what this is all about? Okay. In this, it had the values are visible and can be queried. Values are visible, and can be queried. Then each piece of data is considered a document. Each piece of data is considered a document. So what does that mean? Each piece of data is considered a document, typically JSON or XML. Typically JSON or XML. Okay, typically JSON or XML. Let's see. Each document offers a flexible schema. Each document offers a flexible schema, which means what, guys? No two documents need to contain the same information. No two documents need to contain the same information. All right, so should we just break it down? Is there any more extras? Is there any extras? I feel like there could be an extra here. Document-based architectures. Yeah, I feel like there were. Yeah, I knew there would be more. Okay, so there's more. Horizontal. Okay, so content of document-based query databases can be indexed and queried. Contents of document databases can be indexed and queried. And then, of course, we have more information on this, which is key and value range lookups and search. Key and value range lookups and search. And then we have analytical queries with MapReduce. Analytical queries with MapReduce. Okay, analytical queries with MapReduce. There we go. So this, of course, I have an idea of how I want this table to look. NoSQL document-based architecture is horizontally scalable. And it allows sharding across. It allows NoSQL document-based architecture allows sharding across multiple nodes. Allows sharding across multiple nodes. And document-based NoSQL database architecture typically only guarantee atomic operations on single operations. Typically only guarantee atomic operations on single documents. Now that, I feel, is the answer to question 1. And it does look like it. Okay, it is the answer to question 1. Let's document it. Excuse le pun. Alright. Let's go here. Okay, so our goal is, of course, to understand this. Values are visible, it can be queried. It's an XML. Wait, contents of document database indexed and queried. More and more and more and more and more architecture components. All right, so I think now would be very appropriate to. I think we're gonna probably have to do quite a bit of referencing. Unfortunately. Okay, so NoSQL document-based architecture. Values are visible and can be queried. So what do they mean by that? Guys? Values are visible. Okay, so values are visible. That means with they're not hashed, right? Because with what is it? Key value, the values are hashed, right? These complex, they are packed to the database. Less flexible. So value blobs are opaque to the database. Okay, so they only can be viewed by the database. Does that mean that what is it? Does that mean the values for key value can only be viewed by the database? But it is hash maps, right? It is hash maps, right? Okay, so this ones are visible to the database. Opaque. What does opaque mean? Opaque is transparent. Oh, so they're not totally visible to the database, which makes it more difficult to be queried because it's hashed in a blob for key value. But for this, they are visible, which means that the values of the key can be queried. So I'm guessing if you were to say key could be like a column, and so on and so forth. Yeah, key could be a column, definitely. Each piece of data is considered a document, typically JSON or XML. So JSON XML, would I say they're familiar? Well, I don't really know how you would put XML. I mean, I can see sort of how you put an XML together and then it would just be read. But again, JSON is very common. I'm more used to JSON being loaded as a file. So like JSON notation, JavaScript object notation, where you have the curly braces and you have the double quotation. So that is the job, and in that is probably the keys, which is the columns and the values for the columns, and those can be queried. So that is the document-based architecture for NoSQL. Each document offers a flexible schema. So flexible schema, which means no two documents need to contain the same information. So that means you can change the schema up. It's not rigid, because of course with relational database management systems, the schema, sometimes they say you can't put this data into our database without having it conform to the schema. Next, NoSQL database architecture contains contents of document databases can be indexed and queried. So this is this is almost a repeat of values being invisible and being able to be queried for the NoSQL database architecture, which of course is different from key value, because in key value it's a blob and you can't see it and it's difficult to query because it's opaque. Key value range lookups and search, as it says, it can be queried. You can have the key and the value looked up and searched in the database as columns and values, and then you can have analytical queries with MapReduce. Okay, so analytical queries with MapReduce. Not entirely sure what MapReduce is, but it does sound like something. Maybe check the traffic based on a certain route, and you can do predictive modeling on that in terms of analysis. So also, NoSQL document-based architectures is horizontally scalable. I think we talked about it yesterday. And what horizontally scalable basically means is it was with benefits. It was with benefits. Scalable. They said scalable. NoSQL databases are usually implemented. They scale horizontally to clusters of servers. So what does that mean, guys? What does that mean? Clusters of servers. Okay, so scaling horizontally to clusters of servers. Different servers are just one after the other given the information, and they are scaled to it. So the information is sort of scaled and then given to that, and then that scales that and then gives it to another one. So scaling essentially makes it at the right storage size, or it can reach any storage size that is necessary. But that is generally what of course NoSQL database is all about. It's all about dealing with the large amounts of data and big data. That's primarily what they're used for. And NoSQL can handle. Oh yeah, so there we go. And then of course, okay, we're not going to get to that. Okay, NoSQL document-based architecture. It allows for sharding across multiple nodes. Okay, so sharding and partitioning, of course, they mentioned this in the course. So this is basically, as far as I know, what does it mean? It means like putting it on different servers or replicating the data onto different databases on a server and on a partition. So sharding. Oh, so wait. Do you want to know what sharding actually is? Oh wait. Wait. Searching course. Wait. Could we just find sharding? Okay, wait. Sharding isn't here though. Sharding isn't here. Okay, so sharding isn't here. Wait. It is here. I do have a reference to it. It's just sharding. Let's see. Sharding. Sharding. Loading data. It wouldn't be with loading data, right? Also drop table. Create tables. Create tables using relational databases. Database usage patterns. Where would sharding be? Oh, here it is. I found it. I got really lucky. Should I mark it? I should totally mark it, right? I should totally mark it. Yeah, I should totally mark it. I should totally mark it. Oh, wait, hang on. Sharding. Sharding. There we go. There we go. Sharding. Okay, sharding. You can partition tables that need to contain large quantities of data into multiple partitions. Each partition contains a subset of the overall data. This subset could be sales record for the overall data records. When these partitions are placed on separate nodes, this is called sharding. Okay, so partition placed on separate nodes, which is, partitions placed. Partition contains databases, which is inside a node, and this is on a server, as far as I know. So that is sharding. So what were they talking about here quickly? They were saying NoSQL database allows sharding across multiple nodes. Okay, so what we learned there was when there are different nodes of partitions, it is regarded as sharding. Nodes containing a partition containing a database, that is known as sharding. So this allows for sharding. Now, why would it allow for sharding, guys? Why would it allow for sharding? NoSQL document base. Okay. Why would it allow for sharding? Well, because it does say it's horizontally scalable, so maybe you could move the data to a different shard and just use it there, maybe? Use it there, so allows sharding across multiple nodes. So why would sharding be necessary? Sharding is duplicating data, essentially, so if you want to index and query data, okay, and if we can load large amounts of data, well, so it allows for sharding across multiple nodes. But why would it allow for sharding, guys? Wait, I've just got my reference to sharding. Let's go back to my reference for sharding. So why would it allow when a client accesses a node? Okay, when these partitions are placed on separate nodes, it's called sharding. Each node has its own CPU and memory storage to access a subset of partition of data. Is this due to horizontally scaling, guys? Is this horizontally scaling? Isn't sharding? Wait, was sharding also for key values? So was sharding for also key values there? Guys, sharding also for key values. Shard easily. Okay, so these don't all shard easily, apparently. You can just create nodes, lots of nodes. Oh, wait, sharding is just in general, right? Sharding is just in general, right? Actually, I think it's just in general. Okay, sharding should just be here. Scalability, performance, NoSQL, large amounts of data. It's going to be infinite. Let's just do scaling up and replication benefit. Specific indexing, querying, consistent data replication, modern APIs. But none of it mentions sharding. Can be stored in a cluster to dramatically reduce cost. The options without downtime. Intuitive structures to build effectively. Okay, availability. Having clusters of servers with each server having these copies of the data makes NoSQL databases more resilient. Performance. Clusters of servers making them ideal reasons of clusters, quick response times, high capabilities of concurrency. So concurrency means that they can run very well together, and concurrency would be needed if you were doing sharding of putting lots of nodes. But is sharding also known as horizontally scaling, because you're horizontally scaling your data. You're making it across multiple nodes, and it can all run concurrently, which I think can also be called parallel processing, because there's multiple tasks. Okay, so let's see. Okay, as the data workload increases, additional shards or nodes can be added to the database cluster. Added to the database cluster for increased parallel processing and performance. Partitioning is surely most commonly used in data warehousing or business in setting activities that typically very large volumes of data. Okay, so that actually gives the answer away, guys. That actually gives it away. So because we're dealing with large amounts of data, we want to scale the data onto different partitions, into different nodes with partitions having databases. Then with different classes of servers, so that it all can be run concurrently. And because NoSQL has all these flexible schemas, the data can be loaded easily, and it can also be distributed easily. Because of course, when data is distributed, as far as I know, okay, let's just check on one other reference, guys. Where was that thing where we looked at that diagram? Where was that diagram, guys? Where was that nice diagram we drew of going through like the process of the process of going through? Okay, here it is. Diagram of general EDW architecture. So the process is as follows. It seems like before it goes into the data mart, it needs to have checks being done. And before it goes from the data repository, before it goes from the data repository, is there any checks? Data repository. Is there any checks that need to be done, guys? Data recovery, storage, referred references are formatted. Okay, well, I'm not actually sure, but in terms of the enterprise data warehouse architecture, you have to do some safety checks, some GDPR checks before you put it onto a data mart. But I don't know what data marts are different. Okay, but anyway, you can leverage all this data. You can use the schemas. You can load it into schemas, have it accessible. But NoSQL it enables a whole lot more processing. So why is that again, guys? Why does it enable so much processing? That is because. Okay, so why is it so fast? It has quick response times. It leverages the data resource for faster clusters of servers. So basically, NoSQL is distributed, right? So it's open source. So there's lots and lots of servers, and they're usually on the cloud, right? Java is deployed for NoSQL databases in in a distributed nature. So cloud, it's all cloud, right? So it's all cloud, it's distributed, it's concurrent. So it's all in the cloud and it's all distributed. Interesting. So it's all in the cloud and it's all distributed. Okay, wait, so if it's all in the cloud and it's all distributed, it's all running on servers, then okay, so if it's all running on the cloud, it's all running on servers. Yeah, because it's all in the cloud, right? It's all in the cloud. And there are multiple servers that are scaling. And these servers have nodes which contain partitions. Each of these have nodes and they scale with each other concurrently with the distributed system. And if you distribute them, essentially, and you have a flexible schema, so essentially it's fast, high storage, high performance. Okay. High availability, well, that depends on uptime. Did they say high availability? Because that could be wrong. A high availability. Have classes of... Oh, yes. High availability due to replication, and so on and so forth. let's see. So where were we? That's question 1, right? So we have one last one. Typically, only guarantee atomic operations on single documents. So atomic we haven't actually covered, guys, but it's probably something to do with consistency. Atomic accurate. Okay, so something to do with guarantee atomic operations on single documents. So atomic, what does atomic mean, guys? I think we may need to go over atomic because I don't think I have it in my other book. I mean, I have it in my other data engineering, my data science book, but atomic I don't have. So typically can guarantee atomic operations on single documents. So only on a single document, which of course we know is a JavaScript object notation object, which contains key values like, and it probably has an array or set of column values, and then it can only be done on a single document. Each piece of data is considered a document. So if you have a piece of data, like a JSON storing it, that's just a document. That's just one document. So it can only be done on one. So essentially one table, if you want to view it that way. And yeah, there we go. Question 1, pretty decent. Let's keep going. Where's question 2, guys? Question 2, you want some use cases? Exactly. Alright, so here's some use cases. Explain the primary use cases. Okay, sorry. NoSQL database categories documents. Question learning objectives. Explain the primary use cases for the document-based NoSQL database category. Okay, so let's look at NoSQL document use cases. They are as follows. So the first use case is just skip it. Yeah, exactly. Skip it, skip. Okay, skip. Okay, is that all? Wait, is this all? Okay, this is it. Skip. Okay. So, suitable use cases. First one is event logging for absent processes minus each event instance is represented by a new document. Event logging for apps and processes, absent processes. Each event instance is represented by a new document. Okay, so that is the first one. Then we have online blogs. Online blogs minus each user posts, comment, like, or action is represented by a document. Online blogs. Each user post, comment, like, or action is represented by, by document. Okay, last one. Well, not the last one, but yeah. Operational data sets and metadata for web and mobile apps minus design with internet in mind, in brackets JSON, RESTful APIs, unstructured data, close bracket. Operational data sets for metadata and for metadata for web and mobile apps. There we go. Designed. Come on, what do I need? Designed with the internet in mind, which is JSON, RESTful APIs, and structured, unstructured data. All right, does that mean? Okay, good. So that is the suitable use cases for NoSQL. Of course, there are also unsuitable use cases. Let's see, where are the unsuitable use cases? We'll get to that shortly. All right, so that is the first one. Yes, let's move on to course 10, week 1, module 1. Now we have NoSQL documents. Unsuitable use cases. And these are as follows. Let's go here, 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 here. Okay. Unsuitable use cases. When document-based NoSQL database use cases to unsuitable use cases. Full stop. When you require ACID transactions, when you require ACID transactions. Okay, so this means document databases can't handle transactions that operate over multiple documents. Document databases can't handle transactions that operate over multiple documents. Multiple documents. Okay. Next is relational database would be a better choice. Relational database. This is Speedrun. Relational database would be a better choice for this. All right. Okay. So there is that. Then there is another one, which is if your data is in an aggregate orientated design. If your data is in an aggregate orientated design. And what else? Oh yes, there's more. So if your data is an aggregate orientated design, if data naturally falls into a normalized tabular model, if data naturally falls into a normalized data model, let's keep going, then RDBMS is a better choice. Just running it out, essentially yes, but we're also studying it. Okay, let's keep going. There's some more examples. Yeah, those are completely separate to the question though. That's completely separate to the question. Yeah, that's completely separate to the question. Yeah, literally, that's completely separate to the question. What, there was only two real things? Yeah, there was only two real things. Aggregate orientated design. Okay, so we are finished with this question. We just got to do a little bit of review to make sure we know what it's all about. So, question 2. Let's take it from the top. NoSQL database categories document. Questions learning objectives. Question 2. Explain the primary use cases for the document-based NoSQL database category. Okay, primary use cases. So, NoSQL document unsuitable use cases. when you require ACID transactions. So atomic, consistent, isolated, durable. So atomic is probably the level of granularity. Consistent. Consistent schema, I'm guessing. Consistent scheme. Well, consistent level of detail. I don't really have any references to ACID. Again, I can't remember off the top of my head if I have ACID referenced. Okay, so it require ACID references. ACID transactions. Describe database. Document database. Document databases can't handle transactions that operate over multiple documents. So multiple documents, each piece of data is so if we can't really ACID transactions require ACID transactions. ACID transactions are atomic, consistent, isolated, durable. Because they vary so much, I'm guessing because the values vary so much in a SQL document database, they can't all be just work with it, I guess. Okay, so relational databases would be a better choice for this. So for atomic, consistent, and isolated and durable transactions, it is better to go for relational databases. Okay, let's continue. What are we missing here? If your data is an aggregate oriented, okay, so yeah, this is just for relational. So relational databases would be better for ACID transactions because transactions, as far as we know, what is a transaction, guys? Can I remember off the top of my head what a transaction is? Not really. I can't really remember what a transaction is. Transactions. Okay, so transactions, as far as I know, in a database is, okay, if I was to look at events, I think I would have to look at events or something. It'd have to do with events, right? It'd have to do with events. So where would it be? Okay, so it would have to do with events. Okay, so user groups and roles, no. Security maze, no. What would be? It has to be with events. Using databases, frequency, schedule, backup policy. Okay, backup policy. Okay, we're way off. This is not it. But I do remember. Okay, I do remember that there was a. I think it was week 6 or something. Yeah, okay, not relational database administration. Was it just relational database here? Alright, so was it just this? Was it just this? Hang on. It was just this. Okay, so it's just this course 4-week assignment. Okay, getting started with PostgreSQL. Keys and constraints. It seems like we're getting somewhere here. Primary key, importing the data, exporting the files, command lines, loading data, entering data, creating a database in MySQL, learning objectives, MySQL tools. Where is transactions? Transactions. Foreign key constraints. Referential. Second normal form. What is normalization? Creating an index. What is an index? What is a foreign key? What is a primary key? Partitions. Database hierarchy. I don't seem to have it here, guys. Transactions, events, targets, sources, loading. What is this? This is inserting data, load utilities, scenarios for data movement, alter table, drop table, truncate table. Okay, I don't seem to have it. I do not seem to have it. I don't actually. Yeah, this is the problem of just Google it. Yeah, exactly. Just Google it. It wouldn't be in PostgreSQL. It would be here though. Wouldn't it be here? I feel like it would be here though. No, not here. Data types. What are data types? What are data types? Your diagrams. Many-to-many relationships. Jeez, we've done a lot of work. Okay, not even a relational model. Wow. File formats. Types of data. It's not really here. It's not actually here, guys. For some reason, I don't have it. Which means it's going to be very hard to find. Okay, but we have to make an understanding then. So document based on handle transactions. Let's assume that multiple documents means that they can't handle multiple. Is it multiple tables then? Document databases can't handle transactions at all. So you can't reference multiple tables. So you can't do a relational. Obviously, yeah, relational, yeah. So it can't do a relational. Okay, well, obviously it's not. It's a non-relational. It's a non-relational databases. Okay, so that makes sense. So you can't basically relate to other tables. Atomic, consistent, isolated, and durable would be a better choice for this. If your table. Okay, NoSQL document unsuitable use cases also include if your data is an aggregate-oriented design. So as we know about aggregate so far, guys, it's about summing up your data, summing for a specific year per specific time period for that amount, or for a specific person for that ID. We've generally worked with fact tables. We've generally worked with dimension tables. But this is new. This is NoSQL, and NoSQL, of course, there's non-relational. As it continually points out, you can't relate tables to tables, or documents to documents in this case. If your data is in an aggregate-oriented design, if your data naturally falls into a normalized dataset model, which means you need multiple tables to remove duplicate values or just to have less redundancy, you can then go to relational database model for a better choice.